Hi, this is an overview of the Broadsmart Web-based Supervisor console for the Call Center Supervisor. To log into your console, you're going to log into your user portal to launch the application. In the upper right-hand corner, you're going to see a launch area, which gives you a drop-down of any web-based applications you have assigned to you, which you can drop down and click on Call Center Supervisor. This is going to launch you into that portal. Once in here, you can always copy and paste the smartapp1.broadsmart.com/callcenter to go directly to this application using the same user ID and password you use for your portal. So now I'm in my console. You can see the phone number that I'm dialed in active to at the current moment. I can put that call on hold or end the call. You can also, in your call console area, type in a phone number or copy and paste one and click on your dial number. There's a redial button and a transfer key, as well as your call history lookup, which will show you your misplaced and received calls for your phone only. So essentially, the call center supervisor will have an active call console to mimic their call services that they have on their phone while they're in their actual web portal for the call center. At the bottom, you'll see an area that says conference calls, and anytime you're on a conference call, it will pop that down into this area so you can see that conference call and choose to leave that conference call if you need to. In the center under contacts, you're going to have an area that has a wrench and a screwdriver, which allows you to view your different sections, group them together, or sort through them. Starting in the top section where it says search, search allows you to type in a few characters to search for a contact or user that is included on any of your lists in the center. So it's a little bit of a shortcut if you have a lot of users. Okay, going down to the next section, which would be your personal phone list. So this goes back to your user portal. Any personal phone list numbers you have in your personal phone list in the outgoing call section will put themselves in this area of your call center supervisor portal so you can click to call back different people if needed. The next section is the most important one, and that's going to show you your agents. So everybody that you have as an agent in the call center will show up in this area here. You can see their status, which would be available, unavailable, or signed out. If you have a user that's available, they will say available, and if they show red, that means they're on a current call, and you can click on them and see the call they're on and how long you've been on that call. If a particular user happens to be signed out and you know they're in the office, you can always change their ACD state by clicking on ACD and making them available. And vice versa if you want to sign them out if they haven't signed themselves out properly and are no longer in the office. So you can change their status. When you're on a current call, if you'd like to transfer that call to one of your agents, you can simply click on the call and drag it and drop it into one of your users. That will make their phone ring and they'll answer that call. Underneath your agents, you're going to see a section that says supervisors. And any supervisors that are assigned to your call center will be listed in here, where you can click to call them, escalate a call to them, extension dial them, or you can emergency call to a supervisor, which will force their phone to take your call and show them that an emergency call is coming through. And then you can also transfer a call to them. I can see my two supervisors are signed in and they're green and available. Underneath that section, you'll have a speed dial area, where in your outgoing call section of the portal, you can set up speed dials and they will attach themselves into your web-based supervisor, where you can click to call or transfer. Underneath that, you'll see queues, so any queues that you have set up will pop up in the queues area where you can click to call, silent monitor a next call in a queue, as well as silent monitor an agent when you see that button, transfer a call, or put the next call to the top of that queue. And you do that by grabbing your calls on the right-hand side queue section, and I can click on this call, and I can drag it into an agent to make that one particular person answer it. Or I can just drag it and drop it into a queue, and then the next person will answer it. And you can make these priority by pulling them up and down, so the next agent that grabs those calls will get that particular call before the next. And you can see how long somebody's been on hold for in the queue. Going back to the sections in the center, you're going to have a section that says directories or enterprises, and that's going to show you a list of all your users in your network where you can click to call anybody you'd like to, even if they're not an agent in your call center. All of your queue calls will show on the right-hand side underneath your different queue boxes. And in order to show your queues, you're going to click on the little wrench and screwdriver in the queued calls section where you can view your queues, check them off, and they will pop up in that section on the right side so you can see the calls as they come in. You can also click on Edit Queue Favorite Dialog to make sure you're monitoring those queues if you do not see them come up initially. You can see reporting in the dashboard up on the top right-hand corner. Clicking on Dashboard, it's going to show you in real time all of your queues and exactly what those agents are doing at the current time. Click on Show Agents in the top section. That will pop your agents down in the bottom and populate them to show you in real time what their current status is, if they're signed in or out, and for how long, and if they're idle or on a call. Closing out of the dashboard and going into reporting is an area where you're going to see all the different templates for the reports, where you can click on that report. You can choose a particular agent or leave it on all agents, historical on screen, real time, or you can schedule that report by giving it a name and description and choosing your start date, what time you'd like to have that report, and what the output format would be and your recurrence patterns. And if you see at the bottom when you're finished completing this information, you can actually add recipient emails, which would be yourself, and you can include 8 other people to receive that report, and then just click on Add Scheduled Report. You can select any of these reports, run them on screen, so you can view them and see the information that you have on a particular person or on a particular call center. Some of the reports do give graphs, and they will give you all the detail of that certain call or that certain agent. The documentation and the links on the Broadsmart University website gives you these instructions for different things and a reporting overview in a PDF format. To sign out of your call center application, simply click on Sign Out in the upper right-hand corner. And anytime it asks you if you'd like to save your workspace, always click on Yes, because if you've made any changes while you were in the system, it will save them so the next time you log in, they will show. And now you're signed out. You can always bookmark this page and put a shortcut to this page right to your desktop. Your user portal, password, and ID will be the same to log into the call center since that's a web-based application that's assigned to you. If you have any questions, please visit Broadsmart University or email training@broadsmart.com. Thank you.